Hey guys, it is December the 31st, 2024, and I hope everybody's having a great New Year's Eve. If you guys hear a bunch of wind and stuff like that, it is windy out here today, like super, super windy. So I apologize in advance for that. But I didn't want to film inside the house today, and not to mention my family are all home today. My wife and my kids are all home, and I didn't want to tell them, you guys got to stay quiet while I film today's video. So I apologize about the wind if you hear it and it's, cause any distortion. But like I said, I just didn't want to film inside, and I'm not going to keep today's video super long. I really just wanted to hop on here and just give a few words of encouragement for today. I'm sure that there are a lot of people that, tonight is going to be the night that they decide that enough is enough. And for any of you guys out there who are making that decision to go ahead and change your life by removing whatever the substance is or whatever activity it is that, that you want to quit doing, but you don't know how to, it's causing you problems in your life. Any addiction is basically, when we keep doing something over and over again and it's causing negative consequences in our life and we're aware of that, but we keep doing it. So it could be anything. It could be food, gambling. It could be looking at your phone, social media. There are shopping. There are so many things that it could be other than just alcohol. So whatever your vice is, and tonight might be the night that you've decided I'm gonna go ahead and stop doing this for good. I wish everybody out there the best of luck. The one thing, like I said the other day, the one bit of advice that I can give for any of you guys out there, especially with the alcohol, if you are gonna try to make tomorrow day one, please don't go and get totally trashed tonight, because it's going to make tomorrow almost impossible. Sorry guys, I'm going to move this. Okay. It's going to make tomorrow almost impossible to not drink because you're going to feel so bad. And the one thing you're really going to want to have in order to feel better is, of course, a drink. So I would really, really, really stay away from drinking excessive amounts of alcohol tonight, And I know that, whoever you are out there watching, that you're probably going to want to have a couple drinks tonight. It's your last night. And I totally understand that. Just be careful with whatever you're doing. And I hope that each and every single one of you that have decided that tonight's going to be the last night, I hope you guys have spoken with a doctor. This can be very, very, very dangerous, especially quitting alcohol or benzodiazepines abruptly, because it can be life-threatening, and you can have seizures and all kinds of stuff like that. And I say this all the time, but it just depends on the amount that you used, the frequency that you used it, the amount of years that you used it. It depends on whether you're a male or female. It just depends on a lot of stuff. And just speak with a doctor. And if you haven't spoken with a doctor, maybe tomorrow is not the right day. I just want to make sure that everybody's being safe out there, because the last thing you want to do is end up with a seizure or something and smacking your head on the ground, and just ending up with some kind of injury because of this. It's not worth that. And the thing is too, is that if you speak to a doctor, if you wait, if you haven't spoken to a doctor and you wait until, let's say, next week until you can see a doctor, they might give you some medication to help you through this process, because it can be difficult, guys. And I'm sure that most of you all know. I'm sure that a majority of people that are watching this right now have tried at some point to stop. And you know how difficult that it can be. Especially day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4. The first week is just really hard. And it still stays hard for a while. I'm just going to be completely honest with you guys. This is not a cakewalk. Getting sober, remaining sober, it's not easy. It takes work, and it takes daily work. But it's worth it in the end. It's worth all the work you're going to put into it. I can promise you that. And getting sober, I was just reading comments not from yesterday's video, but from the day before, when I was, the video I said, let's talk about sobriety. And somebody mentioned, getting sober is not just like, one pill fix all kind of a deal. And it's not. That person was correct. Getting sober is not going to fix all your problems. It's just not. Those problems are still going to be there. You're still going to have the issues. But getting sober is a step in the right direction. And it's a way in order for us to start to rectify the problems that we have and rectify the problems that we have with our friends and our family. And it all starts with us, taking care of ourselves. The most important thing right now is getting sober and fixing our problem, and then starting to try to address the other issues. Maybe trying to make amends with the friends and the family that you have upset over time, the lies that you told, or the maybe you stole some money from somebody, or you borrowed some money, you didn't pay them back. We do a lot of crazy things. We're in the middle of active addiction, and maybe going back, or we say things too. I know I did. And after we start to get sober, we can go back. And I'm not saying this is something that you want to do day 2. I mean, this is way down the line. But, trying to fix those issues. But number 1 is fixing ourselves first and trying to address the problems that we have. And, getting sober is a huge one. It's a big step. It's not an easy step, but it's a big step and a step in the right direction, like I said. And, once you get sober, like that person said in the comments, it's not like everything just fixes itself. You have to put in the hard work. And it's a daily job. One thing I would highly suggest for any of you guys out there that are new to getting sober is to have a journal. I know that sounds tacky, but I have a journal. I have multiple journals, and they're all full. Another thing that I would suggest trying to do, and if you haven't seen this, go back through my videos. I've done this twice now at this point. I read the same letter twice, but it's my goodbye letter to alcohol. And I don't remember exactly when I did it. I think I did one this summer, and I did one back in the spring. That was the original one. I think I actually started crying in the middle of that video. But my point is that maybe write your goodbye letter to whatever your vice is. I think you'd be really surprised. The things that you're going to come up with, the things that you didn't even think about, that your addiction is causing problems with in your life. And as you write that goodbye letter, man, that pen hits that paper, it just flows out. You're not even going to have to even think about it. Just start your letter, dear alcohol, or dear gambling, or dear pornography, or dear benzodiazepines, or dear whatever. Dear opioids. Write whatever it is at the top, dear blank, and then write your letter. Hey, alcohol, I'm tired of this. I'm tired of our relationship. I'm tired of how you've been treating me. I'm tired of this being a one-way street. I'm tired of me giving everything and you don't give me anything in return. Just start writing. And I'll bet you'll be so blown away at how quick you'll have 10 pages of a letter already written out before you even know it. I just started writing. I didn't even have to even think about it. It's just, as soon as that pen hit the paper, it was over. I just started writing, and I got pages into it. And I probably could have written more, but I just didn't want to write anymore because I didn't want the video to go for 3 hours. But that's a really good one there too, is writing a goodbye letter to whatever it is that you're having a problem with. Because it gives you a moment to sit down and really think about what problems is causing in your life. And I would keep that on you. Maybe read it out. Basically everybody has a voice recording option on their phone, or you can download one of the apps. They're free. Download one of those voice recording apps and read that to yourself. Voice record it. So whenever you're thinking about, man, I really could use a drink, play it back and listen to it. Keep a journal. Start writing down your feelings. Day 1, this is what's going on. This is what I ate today. I drank this much water. I started feeling this way. I started feeling horrible at about 6 o'clock and started getting RLS or whatever. This is how I was feeling today. Day 2, I'm feeling like this. Blah, 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 blah. Keep track of how you're feeling, and how the time is progressing. Keep track of that. Because it's really good for you to be able to go back and look at that at a later date. If you start getting those cravings, go look at it. Take a look at it. Go back and look and see why you don't want to go back to that. Go back and look at day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, and look how hard it was for you. And you're going to quickly realize, man, I do not want to go back and relapse and have to go through that whole process over again. Because I'm not saying that you have to start over from square one when you relapse, but you do have to start over as far as going through those withdrawals and stuff like that. Because let's face it, when we relapse, 99% of the time, we don't relapse day one and quit. And, you know, as a matter of fact, yesterday in the comments I was going through, and there were some people in there said, I dropped the ball, I drank one day, I'm right back on the wagon again. And for you guys, man, I'm proud of you. Good for you. I could never do that. If I relapsed, man, I went full force into it. I mean, right from that moment, I started drinking super heavy and didn't stop for months. I would drink for months like that. And then 3 months had gone by, and I'm like, I had 2 weeks of sobriety, and one day ruined it. And then I didn't stop drinking for months on end. And, you know, like I said, if you keep that journal, you can go back and take a look at it and go, man, day 2 was tough. You know, I didn't get any sleep that night. I didn't have an appetite. I ended up throwing up. I had a headache all day. Do I really want to go back to that again? And you're going to tell yourself, no, I don't want to go through that again. I just think that keeping a journal, documenting your process as you go through it, it's good, especially for you to go back and take a look at it and reference later on at a later date. A goodbye letter is another great one. I can't suggest this more to you guys. If you're a beer drinker, go to the store and get a case of sparkling water, or get a couple of different cases. Try some different flavors, but get some sparkling waters, guys. I promise you, if you're a beer drinker, get those sparkling waters. I like the bubbly ones. If you throw those into a cooler on some ice or put them in your fridge, you crack that thing and slam it. When you start getting that feeling like you want to have a beer, get one of those sparkling waters, slam it. You're not going to be able to tell the difference. You're going to think you just drank a beer. It fills that gap. You're hydrating yourself. You're drinking something healthy. You're doing something good for yourself, and you're not drinking alcohol. When you're sitting there watching a movie at night, crack one of those bad boys and drink it instead of a beer. It fills the gap for you. Get yourself some good snacks. Get some healthy snacks. Get some junk food if you want. I've said this over and over and over again. Now is not the time. You do whatever you want, first of all. I'm not telling anybody what to do. These are just suggestions. And whatever works for you, that's great, and I'm happy for you. I'm just giving you guys some ideas here. But the one thing that I will suggest is, in the beginning, especially week 1, if you want to go get some nachos or some pizza or hamburgers or hot dogs with chili all over the top, or loaded cheese fries or chicken wings or baby back ribs or whatever your guilty pleasure is, go enjoy it. Get yourself that tub of ice cream and enjoy it. In the very beginning, give yourself those little simple pleasures, because it just helps make it through the process just a little bit easier. It really, really does. If you're treating yourself, if you made it all day long without having a drink, and you decide to treat yourself to a double cheeseburger at 7 o'clock at night for dinner, go for it. I'm not saying do this every single day. I'm not saying eat cheeseburgers for breakfast, lunch, and dinner for the rest of your life. I'm saying treat yourself in the beginning. Don't try to put too much on yourself at once. You're going to overwhelm yourself, and it's not going to be successful. Or at least it never was for me, because I always try to do that. I would try to quit smoking, drinking, eating healthy, and all this kind of stuff at the same time. Overwhelm myself. I just completely overwhelm myself, one step at a time. Are you trying to quit drinking? Just focus on that. Quit drinking. Are you trying to quit smoking cigarettes? Just focus on that. If you're smoking and drinking, let's focus on the most important thing first. What is it to you? I would say that alcohol is probably the most important thing to quit at this moment. Let's quit the drinking. Let's get some time on our belt, and then we can try to quit the smoking. And I'll tell you like this too. If you're not drinking anymore and you've got a couple weeks of sobriety, those cigarettes aren't going to be as enticing. Man, they're good when you're having a drink. I used to smoke. I smoked a pack and a half, 2 packs of cigarettes every single day back then. But I was drinking. And when I had a cigarette in one hand and a drink in the other, and, you know, I was already 3 sheets to the wind, man, I chain smoked back to back. All of a sudden, I quit drinking. I really didn't have any need to want to smoke. I didn't want to go sit outside in the hot or the cold and endure the weather because I needed a cigarette. I really didn't have a reason to want to go smoke. I quit smoking and drinking at the same time. I really didn't have much of an option. I guess I did, but I just wanted to get back healthy. I quit both. Was it easy? No, but I wasn't drinking too. I really didn't want a cigarette. I just didn't really have a desire for one. But, you know, everybody's different, and that was just me. But, you know, definitely find something that you can do to fill your time. You know, whatever it may be. Try to go for walks. You start getting that feeling like, man, you really want to drink. Go for a walk. Step out of your front door, throw some tennis shoes on, and go for a 30-minute to an hour-long walk, 15-minute walk, whatever you can fit in. Go for a walk. Get outside. Get in the sun. If you go for a walk, you start getting that feeling, you go for a walk and slam yourself one of those seltzer waters or whatever, you're going to feel better. And that craving is going to dissipate a little bit, if not all the way. Find something to occupy your time, whether that be watching movies or painting or drawing or whatever you're into. If it's fishing, working on cars, whatever it is, make sure that you've got that handy and you're able to get to it. You need to fill your time. You're going to be bored in the beginning. A lot of us use alcohol for many different reasons, and one of them is to fix our boredom. And you know, that's one of the things, is that when we get sober, you're probably going to be kind of bored. And finding something to fill that time, I can't say how important that is. Because if you're just sitting around watching Netflix all day, your mind's going to start working. I'm sorry, guys. But your mind's going to start working. You're going to start thinking about that stuff a whole lot. And if you keep your hands busy, your mind busy, you're not going to be thinking about it as much. I just think that having a hobby of any type is one of the most important things that we can do for ourselves when we're sober. Reading a book, gardening, woodworking, crocheting, making quilts, sewing, you name it. There are so many different things you can do, and they don't have to cost a heck of a lot of money either. There are plenty of hobbies that you can do that are free. You know, go grab yourself some acrylic paint and go out in nature and find yourself some rocks and paint some rocks, and then go around and place them around town. That's something that people do. I see those things everywhere. People get those rocks, they paint them, and then they go place them in different places. But that's something that you could be doing. Just find something to fill your time, guys. I think it's one of the most important things that we can do. But anyway, I wish everybody the best of luck tonight. Whoever you are out there, if you're deciding that today is the last day that you're going to drink it, or whatever the vice is, that today's the last day and tomorrow is going to be a new day, I wish all of you the best of luck. I'm going to be making a video tomorrow. I'm going to post it up later. I really want to hear from you guys and hear how everybody's doing. And I just want to hear some feedback from you guys. Any of you out there who decided that tomorrow's going to be the first day, let me know how it's going. How are you feeling? Let others know. It's just great for us to share this information for other people, so they can go back and they can read it and they can say, oh, okay, well, they went through this or they went through that. It's not going to be that scary. Because at the end of the day, you know, it's very uncomfortable. It's not the funnest thing in the world to do, but it's possible. There are so many people out there who were like me, drinking the way that I did. And, you know, they got sober too. And they turned their life completely around. Do it for you. Love yourself. Forgive yourself. You have to forgive yourself. Forgive yourself for all the things that have happened in the past and move forward. Today is a new day. Tomorrow is a new day. And we're so blessed to have this opportunity just to be here on this planet. And I know that all of us have different lives or in different situations. Some of us have families, some of us don't. Some of us have friends, some of us don't. Some of us are in really bad predicaments, some of us are in really good predicaments. It just depends. But at the end of the day, we're all here in this together. You know, human beings in general, we're all here just trying to make it. We're just, if you really think about it in the scheme of things, I mean, we're on this planet in this humongous universe that's so big. I mean, it's unfathomable to even try to even picture how big this universe is. And here we are flying around on this little planet at, what, 20,000 miles per hour or something through the universe, zipping through space. And we're just these little teeny ants on this planet in the middle of all this stuff. Sometimes, especially myself, I'll start thinking about all my problems and all this stuff. And you look at the big scheme of things, it's really not that big of a deal. Life goes on. And, we can live our lives however we want. We can either find the good in things in our life, or we can look for all the bad. And I know myself, my whole entire life, I spent it looking at the bad part or the negative part of things, being a pessimist my whole entire life. It takes a lot of work for me to be optimistic and to be, not to be positive, because I try my best to be positive, but to be optimistic about things. And I'm working on that, and I try my best. And I think one of the biggest things that I had to realize is that I truly do love myself. And once I finally figured that out, it was good to work on my sobriety because I really wanted to be here. There was a point in my life when I was in active addiction. I don't know if I truly really cared if I was here or not. I was stuck in this hole and I didn't know how to get out of it. And every day I would wake up in the morning, thinking to myself, do I really want to be here? What's the point? But there is a life waiting for you on the other side of this, and it is achievable. And I know that any of you that are watching, and tonight's going to be your last night, I know you can do it. I have 100% faith in each and every single one of you. I've said this so many times, but if I can do it, you can too. I know you can. I truly do believe in each and every single one of you, and I love each and every single one of you. You guys are so awesome. Real quick before I get off here, guys, I've been trying my best to catch up on the comments. I'm on not yesterday's video now, but the day before. And I'm hoping that by today, I'm going to have everything caught up and I'll be completely done and caught up with you guys. But I'm still working towards it. I'm not going through there and just giving generic replies and just liking stuff. I'm actually replying to everybody. I do read everybody's comments fully. But it's hard sometimes to get to reply to everybody, but I'm doing it. There are way too many important comments for me just to like them and move on. Too many people pouring their hearts out. Too many people telling me their life story. Too many people who have told me that loved ones have passed away recently. I just can't go, oh, I like that, and move on. I have to reply back to it. So, guys, I'm sorry. I am behind, but I am trying my best to catch up, and I will get to your comment. I know I've been dragging, but this stuff takes time, and I'm trying to get there. So if I haven't replied to you yet, it's coming. I will reply to your comment. I'm not gonna have somebody sit there and fill out this huge comment, spend 30 minutes writing this out for me, just not even to go and acknowledge it. I want to acknowledge it. I want to read it, and I want to interact with you guys because it's important to me. And for each and every single one of you that come to this channel and watch every single day, I care about each and every single one of you, and I want to know each and every single one of your stories. It gives me a better perspective. I can learn more about you. It might help me be able to help you a little bit more. You just don't know. But either way, I'm going to stop talking about that. Guys, I'm going to go ahead and hop off of here for today. I love you guys so much. Best of luck to each and every single one of you that's going to make tonight your last night. I know you can do it, and I'm right here with you, and I love each and every single one of you, and I know you can do it. And until tomorrow, guys, I will see y'all then. Y'all have a great, safe, sober New Year's Eve. Bye-bye.